Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a reading about which I'm very excited. Of course, it's the Not-So-Royal Shakespeare Company with Coriolanus. There are count them, four Shakespeare-affiliated or focused companies on the campus of the University of Notre Dame, all of whom have acronym letters. So Not-So-Royal, of course, goes by NSR. It's the student-run, student-performed Shakespeare Theater Company. We have the Notre Dame Shakespeare Festival, which is the professional equity resident company. We have the actors from the London stage, of course, which we manage from Shakespeare at Notre Dame. And then we have the Robinson Community Learning Center's Robinson Shakespeare Company. And so there's a tremendous wealth of performance opportunities, and we're really, really thrilled to reconnect NDSF and NSR. We're of course, connected each year anyway, but it's a really great fun evening in order to do it officially here with Coriolanus. The origins of NSR and NDSF are woven together, and we have some of the original participants from that era. They were, of course, very, very young students at that time, and you're going to see them in tonight's performance. I am going to embarrass them just a little bit. It's Amanda, Abdo, Sheahan, and Bill Sheahan are joining us tonight in the NSR performance of Coriolanus, and they were in those early shows in the middle 90s, in sort of the earliest phases of NSR and NDSF, which then grew up to run parallel with one another, and we still share artists back and forth. So I get to see just about every one of their shows, and I think you're in for a very rare treat tonight. Without any further ado, let me welcome you to the Not-So-Royal Shakespeare Company with tonight's reading and performance of Coriolanus. Enjoy the show.
You were all resolved to die rather than to famish?
Resolved! Resolved!
First, you know that Caius Marcius is chief enemy to the people.
Oh, we know it. We know it.
Let us kill him and we'll have corn at our own price.
No more talking on it. Let it be done. Away! Away!
Let us revenge this with our pikes ere we become rakes. And for the gods know I speak this in hunger for bread, not in thirst for revenge.
Would you proceed especially against Caius Marcius?
Against him first. He's a very dog of the commonality.
Consider you what services he's done for this country.
Very well, and could be content to give him good report for it, but that he pays himself with being proud.
Nay, but speak not maliciously.
I say unto you, what he hath done famously, he did it to please his mother and to be proud. The other side of the city is risen. Why stay we prating here? To the capital!
Come!
Soft, who comes here?
Worthy Menenius Agrippa, one that hath always loved the people.
My masters, my good friends, mine honest neighbors, will you undo yourselves?
We cannot, sir, we are undone already.
I tell you, friends, most charitable care have the patricians of you. For your wants, your suffering in this dearth, you may as well strike at the heaven with your staves as lift them against the Roman state. For the dearth, the gods, not the patricians, make it. Like you slander the helms of the state, who care for you like fathers, when you curse them as enemies.
Care for us, true indeed. They ne'er cared for us yet. Suffer us to famish, and their storehouses crammed with grain. If the wars eat us not up, they will, and there's all the love they bear us.
Either you must confess yourselves wondrous malicious, or be accused of folly. I shall tell you a pretty tale. Maybe you have heard it, but I will venture to stale it a little more.
Well, I'll hear it. Yet you must not think to fob off our disgrace with a tale.
There was a time when all the body's members rebelled against the belly, thus accused it, that only like a gulf it did remain, idle and unactive, still cupboarding the viand, never bearing like labor with the rest.
Well, sir, what answer made the belly?
Your most grave belly thus answered, True is it, my incorporate friends, quoth he, that I receive the general food at first, which you do live upon. But, if you do remember, I send it through the rivers of your blood, even to the core, to the heart, to the seat of the brain, whereby they live. What say you to it?
It was an answer. How apply you this?
The senators of Rome are this good belly, and you the mutinous members. For examine their counsels and their cares. You shall find no public benefit which you receive, but it proceeds or comes from them to you. What do you think, you, the great toe of this assembly?
I, the great toe? Why the great toe?
For that being one of the lowest, basest, poorest of this most wise rebellion, thou goest foremost. Hail, noble Marsus!
Thanks. What is the matter, you dissentious rogues that, rubbing the poor itch of your opinion, make yourselves scabs?
We have ever your good word.
He that will give thee good words will flatter beneath abhorring. What would you have, you curs that like neither peace nor war? The one affrights you, the other makes you proud. Your affections are a sick man's appetite who desires most that which would increase his evil. He that depends upon your favors swims with fins of leads. Hang ye. Trust ye, with every minute you do change a mind. What's the matter that you cry against the noble senate? What's their seeking?
For corn at their own rates, whereof they say, the city is well stored.
Hang them! They say they'll sit by the fire and presume to know what's done in the capital. They say there's grain enough. Would the nobility let me use my sword, I'll make a quarry with thousands of these quartered slaves as high as I could pick my lance.
Nay, these are almost thoroughly persuaded, for though abundantly they lack discretion, yet are they passing cowardly. But I beseech you, what says the other troop?
They are dissolved. Hang 'em. They said they were hungry, sighed forth proverbs that meat was made for mouths, that the gods sent not corn for rich men only. With these shreds, they vented their complainings, which, being answered and a petition granted them, they threw their caps as they would hang them on the horns of the moon, shouting their emulation.
What is granted them?
5 tribunes to defend their vulgar wisdoms of their own choice. One is Junus Brutius? Sicinius Volusius, and I know not, 'sdeath, the rabble would first have unroofed the city ere so prevailed with me.
This is strange.
Get you home, you fragments.
Where's Caius Marcius?
Here. What is the matter?
The news, sir, is the Volsces are in arms.
I am glad on it. See, our best elders.
Marcius, 'tis true that you have lately told us. The Volsces are in arms.
They have a leader, Tullus Aufidius, that will put you to it. I sin in envying his nobility, and were I anything but what I am, I would wish me only he.
You have fought together.
He is a lion that I am proud to hunt.
Then, worthy Marcius, attend upon Cominius to these wars.
'Tis your former promise.
Sir, it is, and I am constant. Titus Lartius, thou shalt see me once more strike at Tullius's face. What, art thou stiff? Standst thou out?
No, Caius Marcius. I'll lean upon one crutch and fight with the other ere stay behind this business.
Oh, true bred.
Your company to the capital, where I know our greatest friends attend us.
Lead you on.
Hence to your homes. Be gone!
Nay, let them follow. The Volskis have much corn, which these rats thither to gnaw their garners. Pray, follow.
Was ever man so proud as is this Marcius?
He has no equal.
When we were chosen tribunes for the people.
Mark you his lip and eyes?
Nay, but his taunts.
The present wars devour him. He's grown too proud to be so valiant.
I do wonder his insolence can brook to be commanded under Cominius.
Let's hence, and hear in what fashion he goes upon this present action.
Let's along.
Coriolanus, the Senate House.
So, your opinion is, Aufidius, that they know of Rome how we proceed?
Not yours. I have the letter here. They have pressed to power, but it is not known whether for east or west. And it is rumored, Cominius, Marcius your old enemy, who is of Rome worse hated than of you, and Titus Lartius lead on this preparation.
Our army is in the field. We never yet made doubt but Rome is ready to answer us.
The discovery which will be shortened in our aim, which was to take in many towns ere Rome, should we know we were afoot.
Noble Aufidius, take your commission, hie you to your bands. Let us alone to guard Coriolanus. If they set down before us, for the remove, bring your army. But I think you'll find they've not prepared for us.
I leave your honors. If we and Caius Marcius chance to meet, 'tis sworn between us we shall ever strike till one can do no more.
The gods assist you.
Farewell.
Rome, a room in Marcius's house.
Pray you, daughter, sing, or express yourself in a more comfortable sort. If my son were my husband, I should freelier rejoice in that absence wherein he found honor than the embracements of his bed. When he was but tender-bodied and the only son of my womb, I was pleased to let him seek danger where he was like to find fame. To a cruel war I sent him, from whence he returned, his brows bound with oak. I tell thee, daughter, I sprang not more in joy at first hearing he was a man-child, than now in first seeing he had proved himself a man.
But had he died in the business, madam, how then?
Then his good report should have been my son. Had I a dozen sons, each in my love, none less dear than thine and my good Marcius, I had rather 11 die nobly for their country than one voluptuously surfeit out of action.
Beseech you, give me leave to retire myself.
Indeed you shall not. Methinks I hear hither your husband's drum. See him pluck off Phidias down by the hair. Methinks I see him stamp thus, his ruddy blouse swiping. Forth he goes to mow or all or lose his hire.
His bloody brow. Oh, Jupiter, no blood.
Away, you fool. It more becomes a man than gilt his trophy.
Heavens bless, my lord fell from Phidias.
Ladies both, good day to you. How do you both? What are you sewing there? How's your little son?
I thank you, your ladyship. Well, good madam.
He had rather see the swords than look upon his schoolmaster.
Oh my word, the father's son. I swear, I saw him run after a gilded butterfly, and when he caught it, he let it go again. And after it again, and over he comes, and again, catch it again. Or whether his fall enraged him, or how 'twas, he did so set his teeth and tear it, oh, I warrant it.
One of his father's moods.
Indeed, La, 'tis a noble child. Come, lay aside your stitchery. I must have you play the idle housewife with me this afternoon.
No, good madam, I will not out of doors.
Not out of doors?
She shall.
Indeed, no, by your patience. I'll not over the threshold till my lord return from the wars.
Fie, you confine yourself most unreasonably. Come, you must go visit the good lady that lies within.
I will wish her speedy strength and visit her with my prayers, but I cannot go thither.
Why, I pray you?
You would be another Penelope. Yet, they say, all the yarn she spun in Ulysses' absence did but fill Ithaca full of moths. Come, you shall go with us.
No, good madam, pardon me. Indeed, I will not forth.
In truth, La, go with me, and I'll tell you excellent news of your husband.
Oh, good madam, there can be none yet.
Verily, I do not jest with you. There came news from him last night.
Indeed, madam?
It's earnest, it's true, I heard a senator speak it. It's the Volsces have an army forth, against whom Quirinius the general is gone. Your lord and Titus Lartius are set down before the city Corioli. They nothing doubt prevailing to end to make it brief wars. This is true, so I pray go with us.
Give me excuse, good madam. I will obey you in everything hereafter.
Let her alone, lady. As she is now, she will but disease our better mirth.
In troth, I think she would. Fare you well, then.
I wish you much mirth.
Well, then, farewell.
Before Corioli.
Say, has our general met the enemy?
They lie in view, but have not spoke as of yet.
How far off lie these armies?
Within this mile and a half.
Now, Mars, I prithee make us quick in work, that we with smoking swords may march from hence to help our fielded friends. Come, blow thy blast.
They sound a parley.
Tullus Phidias! Is he within your walls?
No, nor a man that here fears you less than he. We'll break our walls rather than they shall pound us up. Hark you, far off. There is Phidias. List what works he makes among your cloven army.
Oh, they are at it!
The noise be our instruction. Ladders, ho!
Enter the army of the Volsces.
Now they fear us not, but issue forth their city. Now put your shields before your hearts and fight. Come on, my fellows. He that retires, I'll take him for a Volsci.
The Romans are beat back to their trenches.
All the contagion of the South light on you, you shames of Rome, you souls of geese that bear the shapes of men. How have you run from slaves that apes would beat? Pluto and hell, all hurt behind.
The Volsces fly, and Marcius follows them to the gates.
So, now the gates are ope. Mark me, do the like.
Foolhardiness, not I.
Nor I.
See, they've shut him in.
What has become of Marcius?
Slain, sir. Doubtless.
Following the flyers at the very heels, with them he enters, who upon the sudden clap to their gates. He is himself alone to answer the city.
Oh, noble fellow, thou wast a soldier even to Cato's wish, not fierce and terrible only in strokes. With thy grim looks, thou madest thine enemies shake.
Re-enter,
Sir. Look, sir.
Oh, 'tis Marcius. Let's fetch him off, or out make remain alike.
They fight, and all enter the city. Near the camp of Cominius.
Review, my friends, well fought. Believe me, sirs, we shall be charged again. Whiles we have struck, by interims we have heard the charges of our friends. Roman gods, lead their successes as we wish our own. Thy news?
The citizens of Coriolanus given battle. I saw our party in their trenches driven, and then I came away.
Who's yonder? That does appear as he were flayed. Oh, gods, he has the stamp of Marcius.
Am I too late?
Aye, if you come not in the blood of others, but mantled in your own. Flower of warriors, how was it with Titus Lartius?
As with a man busied about decrees, condemning some to death and some to exile, holding Corioli in the name of Rome.
Where is that slave which told me they had beat you to your trenches? Call him hither.
Nay, let him alone. He did inform the truth. The common file, a plague, the tribunes, for them. The mouse ne'er shunned the cat as they did budge from rascals worse than they.
But how prevailed you?
Will time serve to tell? I do not think. Where is the enemy? Are you lords of the field? If not, why cease you till you are so?
Marcius, we have at disadvantage fought and did retire to win our purpose.
I do beseech you, by all the battles wherein we have fought, by the blood we have shed together, by the vows we have made to endure friends, that you directly set me against Aufidius this very hour.
Though I could wish you were conducted to a gentle bath and balms applied to you, yet I dare never deny your asking. Take your choice of those that best can aid your action.
Those are they that are most willing. If any such be here, that love this painting where you see me smeared, if any think brave death outweighs bad life, and that his country is dearer than himself, let him follow Marcius.
Yeah! Yeah!
March on, my fellows.
The gates of Corioli.
So let the ports be guarded. If I do send, dispatch those sentries to our aid. If we lose the field, we cannot keep the town.
Fear not our care, sir.
Hence and shut your gates upon us. Our guider, come, to the Roman camp conduct us.
A field of battle.
Ah!
I will fight with none but thee, for I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker.
We hate alike. If I fly, Marcius, hello me like a hare.
Within these 3 hours, Tullus, alone I fought in your Corioli walls, and made what work I pleased. 'Tis not my blood wherein thou seest me masked.
Wert thou the Hector, thou shouldst not escape me here.
They fight, and certain Volsces come to the aid of Aufidius, Marcius fights till they be driven and breathless.
Officious, not valiant. You have shamed me in your condemned seconds.
The Roman camp. A retreat is sounded.
If I should tell thee o'er this day thy day's work, thou wouldst not believe thy deeds. But I'll report it, where the dull tribunes with the fusty plebeians hate thine honors, shall say against their hearts, we thank the gods our Rome hath such a soldier.
O general, hadst thou beheld...
Pray, no more, no more. My mother, who has a charter to extol her blood when she does praise me, grieves me. I have done as you have done. That's what I can.
You shall not be the grave of your deserving. Rome must know the value of her own. 'Twere a concealment worse than theft to hide your doings.
I have some wounds upon me, and they smart to hear themselves remembered.
Should they not, well might they fester against ingratitude and tempt themselves with death. Of all horses, of all the treasures, and this field achieved and city, we render you the 10th.
I thank you, General, but cannot make my heart consent to take a bribe to pay my sword. I do refuse it, and stand upon my common part with those that have beheld the doing.
Marcius!
Marcius!
No more!
Marcius!
I say,
Marcius!
you shout me forth in acclamations hyperbolical, as if I loved my life. Little should be dieted in my praise, sauced with lies.
Too modest are you. Therefore be it known as to us, to all the world, that Caius Marcius wears this war's garland, and from this time, for what he did before Coriolanus, call him, with all applause and clamor of the host, Caius Marcius Coriolanus, bear the addition nobly ever.
Caius Marcius Coriolanus!
I will go wash, and when my face is fair, you shall perceive whether I blush or no. Howbeit, I thank you. The blood upon your visage dries. I think 'tis time it is looked to.
The camp of the Volsces.
Town is taken.
Will be delivered back in good condition.
Condition? What good condition can a treaty find in the part that is at mercy? 5 times, Marcius, I have fought with thee. So often hast thou beat me, and wouldst do so, I think, should we encounter as often as we eat. By the elements, if e'er again I meet him beard to beard, he's mine, or I am his. Where'er I find him, were it at home, upon my brother's guard, even there, against the hospitable cannon, would I wash my fierce hand in his heart. Go you to the city, learn how 'tis held, and what they are that must be hostages for Rome.
I shall, sir.
Rome, a public place.
The augurer tells me we shall have news tonight.
Good or bad?
According to the prayer of the people, for they love not Marcius.
Nature teaches beasts to know their friends.
You two are old men. Tell me one thing that I shall ask you.
Well, sir?
In what enormity is Marcius poor in, that you two have not in abundance?
He's poor in no one fault, but stored with all.
Especially in pride.
And topping all in boasting.
This is strange now. Do you two know how you are censured here in the city?
Why, how we're censured?
You blame Marcius for being proud.
We do it not alone, sir.
I know you can do very little alone. Your abilities are too infant, like for doing much alone. You talk of pride. Oh, that you could make but an interior survey of your good selves. Oh, that you could.
What then, sir?
Why then, you should discover a brace of unmeriting, proud, violent, testy magistrates, alias fools, as any in Rome.
Menenius, you are known well enough too.
I am known to be a humorous patrician, and one that loves a cup of hot wine, one that converses more with the buttock of the night than with the forehead of the morning. Though I must be content to bear with those that say you are reverend grave men. They lie deadly that tell you you have good faces.
Come, sir, come. We know you well enough.
You know neither me yourselves nor anything. When you speak best unto the purpose, it is not worth the wagging of your beards. Yet you must be saying, Marcius is proud. I will be bold to take my leave of you. More of your conversation would infect my brain. How now, my as fair as noble ladies? Whither do you follow your eyes so fast?
Honorable Menenius, my boy Marcius approaches. For the love of Juno, let's go.
Take my cap, Jupiter, and I thank thee. Ho, ho. Marcius coming home? Is he not wounded? He was wont to come home wounded.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, he is wounded. I thank the gods for it.
Brings he victory in his pocket, the wounds become him.
On his brows, Menenius, he comes the third time home with the oaken garland.
Has he disciplined Aufidius soundly?
Titus Lartius writes they fought together, but Aufidius got off.
Is the Senate possessed of this?
Yes, 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 the Senate has letters from the general, wherein he gives my son the whole name of the war. He hath in this action undone his former deeds doubly.
Troth, there's wondrous things spoke of him.
Wondrous, I warrant you, and not without his true purchasing.
The gods grant them true. Hark, the trumpets.
These are the ushers of Marcius.
Know, Rome, that all alone Marcius did fight within Corioli's gates, where he hath won, with fame, a name to Caius Marcius. Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus!
Welcome to Rome, renowned Coriolanus!
No more of this. It does offend my heart. Pray now, no more.
Look, sir, your mother.
Oh, you have, I know, petitioned all the gods for my prosperity.
Nay, my good soldier, up, my gentle Marcius, worthy Caius, and what is it? Coriolanus must I call thee? Oh, thy wife.
Wouldst thou have laughed had I come coffined home, that weeps to see me triumph? Oh, my dear, such eyes the widows in Corioli wear, and mothers that lack sons.
Now the gods crown thee.
Ah, and live you yet. Oh, my sweet lady, pardon.
I know not where to turn. Oh, welcome home.
100,000 welcomes. I could weep and I could laugh. I am light and heavy. Welcome.
Your hand, and yours. Ere in our own house I do shade my head, the good patricians must be visited.
I have lived to see inherited my very wishes. Only there's one thing wanting, which I doubt not, but our Rome will cast upon thee.
I had rather be their servant in my way than sway with them in theirs.
On, to the capital.
All tongues speak of him as if that whatsoever god who leads him were slyly crept into his human powers and gave him graceful posture.
On the sudden, I warrant him counsel.
Then our office during his power do sleep.
Doubt not the commoners, for whom we stand, but they, upon their ancient malice, will forget with the least cause these his new honors.
I heard him swear, were he to stand to counsel, never would he appear in the marketplace, nor on him put the napless vesture of humility, nor, showing, as the manner is, his wounds to the people beg their stinking breaths.
I wish no better than have him hold that purpose, and to put it in execution.
'Tis most like he will.
It shall be to him then a sure destruction.
We must suggest to the people in what hatred he still hath held them, that to his power he would have made them mules.
This, as you say, suggested at some time when his soaring insolence shall touch the people.
What's the matter?
You are sent to the capital. 'Tis thought that Marcius shall be consul.
Let's to the capital, and carry with us ears and eyes for the time, but hearts for the event.
Have with you.
The same, the capital.
It remains as the main point of this our after meeting to gratify his noble service that hath thus stood for his country.
Speak, good Cominius. Masters of the people, we do request your kind ears.
We shall be blessed too, if he remember a kinder value of the people than he hath hereto prized them at.
That's off. I would you rather have been silent. Please you to hear Cominius speak?
Most willingly, but yet my caution was more pertinent than the rebuke you give it.
He loves your people, but tie him not to be their bedfellow. Worthy Cominius, speak. Nay, keep your place.
Sit, Coriolanus. Never shame to hear what you have nobly done.
Your honor's pardon. I had rather have my wounds to heal again than say how I got them.
Pray now, sit down.
I had rather have one scratch my head in the sun where the alarms were struck than sit idly to hear my nothings monstered.
Proceed, Cominius.
It is held that valor is the chiefest virtue. If it be, the man I speak of cannot in the world be singly counterpoised. Before and in Corioli, let me say, I cannot speak him home. From face to foot, he was a thing of blood, whose every motion was timed with dying cries. Alone, he entered the mortal gate of the city. Aidless came off, and with a sudden reinforcement struck Corioli like a planet. Now all's his. When by and by the din of war gained pierce his ready sense, then straight his doubled spirit re-quickened. What in flesh was fatigate, and to the battle came he, where he did run reeking o'er the lives of men. Until we called both field and city ours, he never stood to ease his breast with panting.
Worthy man.
He cannot but with measure fit the honors which we devise him.
Our spoils he kicked at, and looked upon things precious as they were the common muck of the world. He regards his deeds with doing them.
He's right noble. Let him be called for.
Call Coriolanus.
He doth appear.
The Senate, Coriolanus, are well pleased to make thee consul.
I do owe them still my life and my services.
It then remains that you do speak to the people.
I do beseech you, let me o'erleap that custom, for I cannot put on the gown, stand naked, and entreat them for my wounds' sake to give their suffrage. Please you that I may pass this doing.
Sir, the people must have their voices. Neither will they bate one jot of ceremony.
Pray you, go fit you to the custom as your predecessors have.
It is a part that I shall blush in acting, and might well be taken from the people.
Mark you that?
To brag unto them, thus I did, and thus, and show them the unaching scars which I should hide, as if I had received them for the hire of their breaths only.
Do not stand upon it. We recommend to you, tribunes of the people, our purpose to them, and to our noble consul, wish we all joy and honor.
Coriolanus,
Come all joy and honor.
You see how he intends to use the people?
May they perceive his intent. He will require them, as if he did condemn what he requested, should be in them to give.
Come, we'll inform them of our proceedings here. On the marketplace, I know they do attend us. The same, a forum.
Once, if he do require our voices, we ought not to deny him.
We may, sir, if we will.
If he shows his wounds and tell us his noble deeds, then we must also tell him our noble acceptance of them.
I say, if he would incline to the people, there was never a worthier man.
Here he comes, in the gown of humility. Mark his behavior. We are not to all stay together, but to come by ones, by twos, and by threes.
He's to make his request by particulars. Follow me, and I'll direct you how you should go by him.
Content.
What must I say? I pray, sir, plague upon it. I cannot bring my tongue to such a pace. Look, sir, my wounds? I got them in my country's service when some certain of your brethren roared and ran from the noise of our own drums.
Oh, me, the gods, you must not speak of that. You must desire them to think upon you.
Think upon me? Hang them. I would they would forget me.
You'll mar all. I'll leave you. Pray, speak to them in wholesome manner.
Bid them wash their faces and keep their teeth clean. So, here comes a brace. You know the cause, sir, of my standing here?
We do, sir. Tell us what has brought you to it.
Mine own dessert.
Your own dessert?
Aye, but not my own desire.
How not your own desire?
No, sir. 'Twas never my desire yet to trouble the poor with begging.
You must think if we give you anything, we hope to gain by it.
Well then, I pray, your price of the consulship?
Price is to ask it kindly.
Kindly. Sir, I pray, let me have it. I have wounds to show you, which shall be yours in private. Your good voice, sir. What say you?
You'll have it, worthy sir.
A match, sir. There's an all too worthy voices begged. I have your alms. Adieu.
But this is something odd.
And 'twere to give again. But 'tis no matter.
Pray you now, if it may stand with the tune of your voices that I may be consul, I have here the customary gown.
You have deserved nobly of your country, and you have not deserved nobly.
Your enigma?
You have been a scourge to her enemies. You have been a rod to her friends. You have not indeed loved the common people.
You should account me the more virtuous that I have not been common in my love. I will, sir, flatter my sworn brother, the people, to earn a dearer estimation of them. Therefore, beseech you, I may be consul.
We hope to find you our friend. Therefore give you our voices heartily.
You have received many wounds for your country.
I will not steal your knowledge with showing of them, and so trouble you no further.
The gods give you joy, sir.
Heartily.
Most sweet voices! Why in this wolvish togue should I stand here to beg of Hob and Dick that do appear their needless vouches? Oh, custom calls me to it. Here come more voices. Your voices! For your voices, I have fought, indeed, I would be consul.
He has done nobly and cannot go without any honest man's voice. Therefore let him be consul. The gods give him joy and make him good friend to the people. Amen, amen. God save thee, noble consul.
Worthy voices!
You have stood your limitation, and the tribunes endue you with the people's voice.
The custom of request you have discharged. The people do admit you.
May I change these garments?
You may, sir.
That I'll straight do, and knowing myself again, repair to the Senate House.
I'll keep you company. Will you along?
We stay for the people.
Fare you well. He has it now.
A proud heart, with a proud heart he wore his humble weeds. Will you dismiss the people?
How now, my masters? Have you chose this man?
He has our voices, sir.
We pray the gods he may deserve your loves.
Amen, sir, to my poor unworthy notice. He mocked us when he begged our voices.
Certainly he flouted us downright.
No, 'tis his kind of speech. He did not mock us.
Not one amongst us, save yourself, but says he used us scornfully. He should have showed us his marks of merit, wounds received for his country.
Why, so he did, I'm sure.
No one saw them.
No. He said he had wounds which he could show in private. Was not this mockery?
Why either were you of such childless friendliness to yield your voices?
Could you not have told him as you were lessened? When he had no power, he was your enemy. Ever spake against your liberties? And now, arriving at a place of potency and sway of the state, if he should still malignantly remain fast foe to the plebei, your voices might be curses to yourselves.
Thus to have said, as you were fore-advised, had from him plucked either his gracious promise, or else it would have galled his surly nature. You should have taken advantage of his choler, and passed him unelected.
Did you perceive he did solicit you in free contempt?
Why, had your bodies no heart among you?
He's not confirmed. We may deny him yet.
And will deny him. I'll have 500 voices of that sound.
Get you hence instantly, and tell those friends they have chose a consul that will from them take their liberties.
Let them assemble, and on a safer judgment all revoke your ignorant election. Enforce his pride and his old hate unto you.
Lay a fault on us, your tribunes, that we labored, but that you must cast your election on him.
Say, you chose him more after our commandment than as guided by your own true affections. Lay the fault on us.
Say you ne'er had done it. Harp on that still, but by our putting on, and presently, when you have drawn your number, repair to the capital.
We will so. Almost all repent in their election.
Let them go on. If, as his nature, he fall in a rage with their refusal, both observe and answer the vantage of his anger.
To the capital come. We will be there before the stream of the people, and this shall seem as, partly 'tis, their own, which we have goaded onward.
Rome, a street.
Tullus Aufidius, then, had made a new head.
He had, my lord.
So then the Volsci stand but as at first, ready when time shall prompt them to make road upon us again.
They are warned, Lord Consul, so that we shall hardly in our ages see their banners wave again.
Saw you, Aufidius.
On safeguard he came to me, and did curse against the Volsces, for they had so vilely yielded the town. He is retired to Antium.
Spoke he of me?
He did, my lord.
How? What?
That of all things upon the earth, he hated your person the most.
At Antium lives he.
At Antium.
I wish I had cause to seek him there, to oppose his hatred fully. Behold, these are the tribunes of the people, the tongues of the common mouth.
Pass no further.
What is this?
It will be dangerous to go on. No further.
What makes this change?
Matter?
Hath he not passed the noble and the common?
Cominius, no.
Have I had children's voices?
Tribunes, give way. He shall go to the marketplace.
The people are incensed against him.
Stop, or all will fall in broil.
Are these your herd? Must they have voices that can yield them now and straight disclaim their tongues? Have you not set them on?
Be calm, be calm.
It is a purposed thing, and grows by plot to curb the will of the nobility.
Call it not a plot. The people cry you mocked them, and of late when the corn was given them gratis, you repined, called them time-pleasers, flatterers, foes to nobleness.
Why, this was known before.
Not to them all.
Have you informed them, sit thence?
How, I informed them?
Why, then should I be consul? By yond clouds, let me deserve so ill as you, and make me your fellow tribune.
If you will pass to where you are bound, you must inquire your way with a gentler spirit.
Let's be calm.
People are abused. Set on. This paltering becomes not Rome, nor has Coriolanus deserved this so dishonored rub.
Tell me of corn? This was my speech, and I will speak it again.
Not now, not now.
Not in this heat, sir.
Now, as I live, I will, for the mutable, rank-scented many, let them regard me as I do not flatter, I say again. In soothing them, we nourish against our senate the cockle of rebellion, innocence, sedition, which we ourselves have plowed for, sowed, and scattered. by mingling them with us, the honored number, who lack not virtue, no, nor power, but that which they have given to beggars.
Well, no more.
Or words.
How? No more. As for my country, I have shed my blood. So shall my lungs coin words till their decay.
You speak of the people as if you were a god to punish, not a man of their infirmity.
'Twere well we let the people know it.
What, his collar?
Dollar! Were I as patient as the midnight sleep, by Jove, 'twould be my mind.
It is a mind that shall remain a poison where it is, not poison any further.
Shall remain. Mark you, his absolute shall. Oh, but good, most unwise patricians, why have you thus given a hydra where to choose an officer? If you are learned, be not as common fools. You are plebeians if they be senators. By Jove himself, it makes the consuls base, and my soul aches to know when two authorities are up, neither is supreme. How soon confusion may enter twixt the gap.
Well, on to the marketplace.
Why, shall the people give one that speaks thus their voice?
I'll give my reasons, more worthier than their voices.
Enough.
No, take more. What may be sworn by both divine and human seal, I end withal? This double worship cannot conclude but by the yea and no of general ignorance. You that will be less fearful than discreet, that prefer a noble life before a long, at once pluck out the multitudinous tongue, let them not lick the sweet which is their poison.
Has said enough.
Has spoken like a traitor, and shall answer as traitors do.
Thou wretch, despite o'erwhelm thee. What should the people do with these bald tribunes? In a rebellion, when that's not meet, but what must be was law, why then were they chosen. In a better hour, let what is meet be, and throw their power in the dust.
Manifest treason.
This is a consul? No.
Let him be apprehended.
Go, call the people, in whose name myself attach thee, as a traitorous innovator, a foe to the public weal. Obey, I charge thee.
Hence, rotten thing, or I shall shake thy bones out of thy garments.
Help, ye citizens.
On both sides, more respect.
Here's he that would take from you all your power.
Seize him, Edile.
Down with him.
Citizens.
Down with him!
Down with him.
Tributes! Patricians! Citizens!
Stay, hold your peace.
Confusion, Neo, I cannot speak. You tribunes to the people, Coriolanus, patience. Speak, good Sicinius.
Hear me, people. Peace.
Let's hear our tribute.
Speak.
You are at point to lose your liberties. Marcius would have all from you. Marcius, whom late you named for counsel.
Five. This is the way to kindle, not to quench.
To unbuild the city and to lay all flat.
What is the city but the people?
True. People are the city.
By the consent of all, we were established the people's magistrates.
You so remain.
And so are like to do.
This deserves death.
Or let us stand to our authority, or let us lose it. We do here pronounce, upon the part of the people, in whose power we were elected theirs, Marcius is worthy of present death.
Therefore lay hold of him, bear him to the rock Tarpeian, and from thence into destruction cast him.
Seize him!
Yield, Marcius,
yield!
Hear me one word, beseech you, tribunes, hear me but a word. Be that you seem truly your country's friend, and temporarily proceed to what you would, thus violently redress.
Sir, those cold ways that seem like prudent helps are very poisonous where the disease is violent. Lay hands upon him and bear him to the rock.
No, I'll die here. There's some among you have beheld me fighting. Come, try upon yourselves what you have me seen.
Down with that sword. Tribunes, withdraw a while.
Lay hands upon him.
Help, Marcius, help! You that be noble, help him, young and old.
Down with him!
Down with him!
Him.
Down with him!
Go,
In mutiny, the tribunes and the people are beat in.
go, get you to your house. Be gone, away, all will be naught else.
Stand fast. We have as many friends as enemies.
Shall be put to that?
The gods forbid. I prithee, noble friend, come home to thy house. Leave us to cure this cause.
Come, sir, along with us.
On fair ground, I could beat 40 of them.
I could myself take up a brace with the best of them, but now 'tis odds beyond arithmetic.
Pray you be gone. I'll try whether my old wit be in request with those that have but little. This must be patched with cloth of any color.
Nay, but come away.
This man hath marred his fortune.
His nature is too noble for the world. He would not flatter Neptune for his trident, or Jove for his power to thunder. His heart's his mouth, but his breast forges that his tongue must vent, and, being angry, does not forget that ever he heard the name of death. Here's goodly work.
Where is this viper that would depopulate the city and be every man himself?
You worthy tribunes.
He shall be thrown down the Tarpeian rock with rigorous hands. He hath resisted law, and therefore law shall scorn him further trial.
Sir, sir.
Peace!
Hear me speak, as I do know the consul's worthiness, so can I name his faults?
Counsel? What counsel?
The consul Coriolanus.
The consul?
No.
No.
If by the tribune's leave and yours, good people, I may be heard.
Speak briefly then, for we are peremptory to dispatch this viperous traitor. To eject him hence were but one danger. To keep him here are certain death. Therefore it is decreed he dies tonight.
Now the good gods forbid that our renowned Rome, like an unnatural dam, should now eat up her own.
He is a disease that must be cut away.
Oh, he's a limb that has but a disease. Mortal, to cut it off, to cure it, easy. What has he done to Rome that's worthy death?
We'll hear no more. Pursue him to his house and pluck him thence.
One word more, one word. Proceed by process, lest parties, as he is beloved, break out and sack great Rome with Romans.
What do you talk? Have we not had a taste of his obedience? His adile smote, ourselves resisted? Come.
Consider this. He has been bred of the wars since he could draw a sword, and is ill-schooled in bolted language. Give me leave. I'll go to him, and undertake to bring him where he shall answer by a lawful form, in peace, to his utmost peril.
Noble tribunes, it is the humane way. The other course will prove too bloody.
Noble Menenius, be you then as the people's officer. Meet at the marketplace. We'll attend you there, where, if you bring not Marcius, we'll proceed in our first way.
I'll bring him to you. Let me desire your company. He must come. What is worst will follow.
Pray you. Let's to him.
A room in Coriolanus' house.
Let them present me death on the wheel, or at wild horses' heels, yet I will still be thus to them.
You do the nobler.
I muse, my mother does not approve me further, who was wont to call them woolen vassals, things created to buy and sell with groats. I talk of you. Why did you wish me milder? Would you have me false to my nature? Rather, I say, I play the man I am.
Sir, I would you had put your power well on before you had worn it out.
Let them hang.
I am burned too.
Come. You have been too rough.
Ugh.
Let's return and mend it.
There's no remedy.
Pray, be counseled. I have a heart as little apt as yours, but yet a brain that leads my use of anger to better vantage.
Well said, noble woman.
What must I do?
Return to the tribunes.
Well, what then?
Repent what you have spoke.
For them! I cannot do it to the gods! And must I do it for them?
You are too absolute. I have heard you say, honor and policy like unsevered friends in the war do grow together. Grant that and tell me in peace what each of them by the other lose that they combine not there.
A good demand.
Why force you this?
Because that now it lies on you to speak to the people, not by your own instruction, nor by the manner by which your heart prompts you, but with such words that are but rooted in your tongue. I would dissemble with my nature where my fortunes and my friends at stake required I should do so in honor.
Noble lady, come, go with us, speak fair.
I prithee now, my son, say to them, thou art their soldier, and being bred in broils hath not the soft way which were fit for thee to use in asking their good loves. But thou wilt frame thyself, forsooth, hereafter theirs, so far as thou hast power and person.
This but done, why, their hearts were yours.
Prithee now.
Well, away my disposition, and possess me some harlot's spirit. A beggar's tongue make motion through my lips, and my arm and knees bend like his that hath received an alms. I will not do it, lest my body's action teach my mind a most inherent baseness.
At thy choice, then. To beg of thee is more my dishonor than thou of them. Come all to ruin, for I mock at death with as big a heart as thou. Do as thou list. Thy valiantness was mine, thou sucked it from me, but owe thy pride thyself.
Pray. Be content. Mother, I'm going to the marketplace. Chide me no more. Look, I'm going. Commend me to my wife. I'll return consul, or never trust what my tongue can do in the way of flattery further.
Do your will.
Away. The tribunes do attend you. Arm yourself to answer mildly, for they are prepared with accusations, as I hear, more strong than are upon you yet.
I will answer it in mine honor.
Aye, but mildly.
Well, mildly be it then. Mildly.
The same. The forum. In this point, charge him home, that he affects tyrannical power. If he evade us there, enforce with him his envy to the people. What, will he come?
He's coming.
Assemble presently the people hither, and when they hear me say, it shall be so with the right and strength of the commons, be it either for death, for fine, or banishment, then let them, if I say fine, cry fine. If death, cry death.
I shall inform them.
And when such time they have begun to cry, let them not cease, but with a din confused enforce the present execution of what we chance to sentence.
Very well.
Put him to collar straight. Being once chafed, he cannot be reined again to temperance. Then he speaks what's in his heart.
Well, here he comes.
Homely, I do beseech you.
The honored gods keep Rome in safety, and the chairs of justice supplied with worthy men. Throng our large temples with shows of peace, and not our streets with war.
Amen, amen.
A noble wish.
Hear ye, people.
Listen to your tribunes. Audience, peace, I say.
I do demand, if you submit you to the people's voices, allow their officers, and are content to suffer lawful censure, for such faults as shall be approved upon you?
I am content.
Lo, citizens, he says he is content. The warlike service he has done, consider. Think upon the wounds his body bears, which show like graves of the holy churchyard.
Scratches with briars.
Consider further that when he speaks not like a citizen, you find him like a soldier. Do not take his rougher accents for malicious sounds, but as I say, such as become a soldier.
What is the matter that being passed for consul with full voice, I am so dishonored that the very hour you take it off again?
We charge you that you have contrived to take from Rome all seasoned office and to wind yourself into power tyrannical, for which you are a traitor to the people.
How, a traitor?
Nay, temperately, your promise.
The fires in the lowest hell folds in the people. Call me their traitor, thou injurious tribune. Within these eyes sat 20,000 deaths. I would say thou liest unto thee with a voice as free as I do pray the gods.
Mark you this, people?
To the rock! To the rock with him!
To the rock!
Peace! Peace! We need not put new matter to his charge, which you have seen him do and heard him speak, beating your officers, cursing yourselves, opposing laws with strokes, and here defying those whose great power must try him. Even this deserves the extremest death.
But, since he hath served well for Rome...
What do you prate of service?
I talk of that know it.
You!
Is this the promise that you made your mother?
Let them pronounce the steep Tarpeian death. I would not buy their mercy at the price of one fair word.
In the name of the people and in the power of us, the tribunes, we, even from this instant, banish him from our city, in peril of precipitation from off the rock Tarpeian, never more to enter Roman gates. In the people's name, I say it shall be so.
It shall be so.
It shall be so.
He's banished. It shall be so.
He's banished.
My common friends.
He's sentenced. No more hearing.
Let me speak. I have been consul and can show for Rome her enemies' marks upon me. I do love my country's good with a respect more tender than mine own life. Then if I would speak that...
There's no more to be said, but he is banished, an enemy to the people and his country. It shall be so.
Shall be so. It shall be so.
You common cry of curs, whose breath I hate as reek of the rotten fens, whose love I prize as the dead carcasses of unburied men that do corrupt my air. I banish you, and here remain with your uncertainty. Let every feeble rumor shake your hearts. Have the power still to banish your defenders, till at length your ignorance deliver you as most abated captives to some nation that won you without blows. Despising for you the city, thus I turn my back. There is a world elsewhere.
The people's enemy is gone. Is gone.
Our enemy is
banished.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Ha-ha.
Go
Ha!
and follow him, as he hath followed you with all despite.
Come. Let's see him on the gates.
Come.
Gods preserve our noble tribunes.
Come.
A highway between Rome and Antium.
I know you well, sir, and you know me. Your name, I think, is Adrian.
It is so. Truly, sir, I have not forgotten you.
I am a Roman, and my services are as you are against them. Know you me yet?
Nicanor? No.
The same, sir.
You had more beard when I saw you last. What's the news in Rome?
There have been in Rome strange insurrections, the people against the senators, patricians, and nobles.
Have been? It has ended then? Our state thinks not so. They are in a most warlike preparation, and hope to come upon them in the heat of their division.
The main blaze of it is past, but a small thing would make it flame again. For the nobles receive so to heart the banishment of that worthy Coriolanus, that they are in ripe aptness to take all power from the people, and to pluck from them their tribunes forever.
Oh, Coriolanus banished?
Banished, sir.
Oh, you will be most welcome with this intelligence, Nicanor.
I've heard it said, the fittest time to corrupt a man's wife is when she's fallen out with her husband. I shall, between this and supper, tell you most strange things from Rome, all tending to the good of their adversaries. Have you an army ready, say you?
A most royal one.
I'm joyful to hear of their readiness. Let us go together.
Antium, before Ophidius's house.
A goodly city is this Antium city. 'Tis I that made thy widows. But know me not, lest that thy wives in puny battles slay me. Save you, sir.
And you?
Direct me, if it be your will, where great Aufidius lies. Which is his house, beseech you?
This, here before you.
Thank you, sir. Farewell. Oh, world, thy slippery turns. My birthplace hate I, and my love's upon this enemy town. I'll enter. If he slay me, he does fair justice. If he give me way, I'll do his country service.
The same, a hall in Ophidius's house.
Wine! 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 Oh, what service is here? I think our fellows are asleep.
A goodly house. The feast smells well. But I appear not like a guest.
Whence are you, sir? Has the porter his eyes in his head that he gives entrance to such companions? Pray, get out.
Away.
Away? Get you away.
But now thou art troublesome.
Are you so brave? I'll have you talked with anon.
What fellow's this?
A strange one as ever I looked on. We cannot get him out of the house. Prithee, call my master to him.
What have you to do here, fellow?
Let me but stand. I will not hurt your hearth.
Pray you, gentlemen, take up some other station. Here's no place for you. Pray you, avoid. Come.
Follow your function. Go and batten on cold bits.
Where is this fellow?
Here, sir. I'd beaten him like a dog, but for disturbing the lords within.
Whence comest thou? What wouldst thou? Thy name?
A name unmusical to the Volscians' ears.
Thou hast a grim appearance, and thy face bears a command in it. What's thy name?
Prepare thy brow to frown. Knowest thou me yet?
I know thee not. Thy name?
My name is Caius Marcius, who hath done to thee particularly and all the Volsces great hurt and mischief. Thereto witness may my surname, Coriolanus. The painful service, the extreme dangers, and the drops of blood shed for my thankless country are requited, but with that surname. Only that name remains. The cruelty and envy of the people hath devoured the rest, and suffered me by the voice of slaves to be whooped out of Rome. Now this extremity hath brought me to thy hearth, not out of hope, mistake me not, to save my life, but in mere spite stand I before thee here. Then, if thou hast the heart of wreck in thee, speed thee straight and make my misery serve thy turn. So use it that my revengeful services may prove as benefit to thee. For I will fight against my cankered country with a spleen of all the underfiends. But if so be thou darest not this and that to prove more fortunes thou art tried, then in a word, I also am longer to live, most weary, and present my throat to thee and to thy ancient malice, which not to cut would show thee but a fool, since I cannot live but to thy shame, unless it be to do thee service.
Oh, Marcius, Marcius, each word thou hast spoke hath weeded from my heart a root of ancient envy. Let me twine mine arms about that body where, against my grained ash 100 times hath broke and scarred the moon with splinters. Know thou first, I loved the maid I married, never man sighed truer breath, that I see thee here. Oh, come, go in. Take our friendly senators by the hands, who are now here taking their leaves of me, who am prepared against your territories, though not for Rome itself.
You bless me, gods!
Therefore, most absolute sir, if thou wilt have the leading of thine own revenges, take the one half of my commission, and set down, as best thou art experienced, thine own ways, whether to knock against the gates of Rome, or rudely visit them in parts remote. But come in. Let me commend thee first to those that shall say yea to thy desires. 1,000 welcomes, more a friend than e'er an enemy.
Rome, a public place.
We hear not of him, neither need we fear him. Here do we make his friends blush that the world goes well.
Is this Menenius?
'Tis he, 'tis he. Oh, he has grown most kind of late.
Hail, sir.
Hail to you both.
Your Coriolanus is not much missed, but with his friends.
Where is he? Hear you?
I hear nothing. His mother and his wife hear nothing from him.
The gods preserve you both.
Live and thrive.
Farewell, kind neighbors. We wished Coriolanus had loved you as we did.
Now the gods keep you.
Farewell.
This is the happier and more comely time than when these fellows ran about the streets crying confusion.
Caius Marcius was a worthy officer in the war, but insolent, o'ercome with pride, ambitious past all thinking, self-loving.
I think not so.
The gods have well prevented it, and Rome sits safe and still without him.
Worthy tribunes, there's a slave whom we have put in prison, reports the Volsces are entered the Roman territories, and with deepest malice of the war destroy what lies before them.
'Tis Aufidius, who hearing of our Marcius' banishment, thrusts forth his horns against into the world.
Go see this rumorer whipped. It cannot be the Volsces dare break with us.
Cannot be! We have record that very well it can.
Tell not me, I know this cannot be.
Not possible.
The nobles in great earnestness are going all to the Senate house. Some news is come that turns their countenances.
To this slave, go whip him for the people's eyes.
Oh, the slave's report is seconded, and more fearful is delivered.
What more fearful?
Who spoke freely out of many mouths that Marcius, joined with Aufidius, leads a power against Rome and vows revenge.
This is most likely.
Raised only that the weaker sort may wish good Marcius home again.
This is unlikely. He and Aufidius can no more atone than violentest contrariety.
You are sent for to the Senate. A fearful army led by Caius Marcius, associated with Aufidius, rages upon our territories.
Oh, you have made good work. You have hoped to ravish your own daughters.
What news? What news? If Marcius should be joined with the Volscians.
If he is their god, he leads them like a thing made by some other deity than nature, and they follow him with no less confidence than boys pursuing summer butterflies or butchers killing flies.
You have made good work, you that stood so much on the breath of garlic eaters.
But is it true, sir?
Aye, and you'll look pale before you find it other.
We are all undone, unless the noblemen have mercy.
Who shall ask it? The tribunes cannot do it for shame. The people deserve such pity of him as the wolf does of the shepherds. For his best friends, if they should say, be good to Rome, they'd showed like enemies.
If he were putting to my house the brand that should consume it, I have not the face to say, beseech you, cease.
You have brought a trembling upon Rome, such as was never so incapable of help.
Say not we brought it.
How? Was it we? We loved him, but like beasts and cowardly nobles gave way unto your clusters, who did hoot him out of the city.
But I fear they'll roar him in again. Tullius Aufidius, the second name of men, obeys his points as if he were an officer.
Here come the clusters.
We hear fearful news.
Fearful news. For mine own part, when I said banish him, I said 'twas pity.
And so did I.
And so did I. To say the truth, so did many of us. Though we willingly consented to his banishment, yet it was against our will.
Goodly things, you voices.
Charles to the capital.
Oh, aye, what else?
Go, masters, get you home. Be not dismayed. Go home and show no sign of fear.
The gods be good to us. I ever said we were in the wrong when we banished him.
So did we all. But come, let's home.
I do not like this news.
Nor I.
Let's to the capital. Would half my wealth would pay this for a lie.
Pray, let us go.
A camp at a small distance from Rome.
They still fly to the Roman.
I do not know what witchcraft's in him, but your soldiers use him as the grace for meat. Their talk at tables and their thank at end, and you are darkened in the action, sir.
I cannot help it now, unless by using means I lame the foot of our design. He bears himself the more proudlier, even to my person than I thought he would when I first did embrace him. Yet I must excuse what cannot be amended.
Yet I wish, sir, you had not joined in commission with him.
I understand thee well. Although it seems that he bears all things fairly for the Volscian state, yet he hath left undone that which shall break his neck or hazard mine, whene'er we come to our account.
Sir, I beseech you, think you he'll carry Rome?
All places yield to him ere he sits down. I think he'll be to Rome as is the osprey to the fish, who takes it by sovereignty of nature. Come, let's away. When Caius, Rome is thine, thou art poorest of all, then shortly art thou mine.
Rome, a public place.
No, I'll not go. He called me father, but what of that? Go you that banished him, a mile before his tent fall down, and knee the way into his mercy. Nay, if he coy to hear Cominius speak, I'll keep at home.
He would not seem to know me, yet one time he did call me by my name. I urged our old acquaintance and the drops of blood we shed together. Coriolanus he would not answer to, forbade all names. He was a kind of nothing, titleless, till he hath forged himself a name o'er the fire of burning Rome.
Why, so you have made good work. A pair of tribunes that have racked for Rome to make coals cheap. A noble memory.
I minded him how royal 'twas to pardon when it was less expected. He replied it was a bare petition of the state to one whom they had punished.
Very well. Could he say less?
I offered to awaken his regard for his private friends. His answer was to me was, he could not stay to pick them in a pile of some noisome musty chaff. He said 'twas folly for one poor grain or two to leave unburnt and to still nose the offense.
For one poor grain or two. I am one of those. His mother, wife, his child, and this brave fellow too. We are the grains. You are the musty chaff, and we must be burnt for you.
But sure, if you would be your country's pleader, your good tongue might stop our countrymen.
No, I'll not meddle.
Only make trial what your love can do for Rome toward Marcius.
Well, and say that Marcius returned me, as Cominius has returned. Unheard, what then?
Yet your goodwill must have thanks from Rome.
I'll undertake it. I think he'll hear me. Yet to bite his lip and hum a good Cominius much unhearts me.
You know the very road into his kindness, and cannot lose your way.
I shall ere long have knowledge of my success.
We'll never hear him.
Not?
I tell you, he does sit in gold, his eye red as 'twould burn Rome. All hope is vain, unless his mother and his wife mean to solicit him for mercy. Therefore let's hence, and with our fair entreaties haste them on.
Entrance to the Volscian camp, before Rome.
Stand and go back.
By your leave, I am an officer of state and come to speak with Coriolanus.
From whence?
From Rome.
You may not pass. You must return.
You'll see your robe embraced with fire before you speak with Coriolanus.
Good, my friends, if you have heard your general talk of Rome, my name hath touched your ears. It is Menenius.
Be it so. Go back. The virtue of your name is not here passable.
I tell thee, fellow, I must have leave to pass.
You are a Roman, are you?
I am, as thy general is.
Then you should hate Rome as he does. Can you, when you have given your enemy your shield, think to blow out the intended fire your city is ready to flame in with such weak breath as this? Prepare for your execution.
Sirrah, if thy general knew I were here.
My general cares not for you. Back, I say, go back.
Nay, but fellow.
What's the matter?
The glorious gods love thee no worse than thy old father Menenius does. Oh, my son, thou art preparing fire for us. Look thee, use water to quench it. The good gods assuage thy wrath and turn the dregs of it upon this varlet here. This, who like a block hath denied my access to thee.
Away.
How? Away?
Wife, mother, child, I know not. My affairs are servanted to others. Therefore be gone. Mine ears against your suits are stronger than your gates against my force. Another word, Menenius, I will not hear thee speak.
You keep a constant temper.
Now, sir, is your name Menenius?
You know the way home again.
I neither care for the world nor your general. He that hath a will to die by himself fears it not from another. Let your general do his worst.
Noble fellow, I warrant him.
The worthy fellow is our general. He's the rock, and the oak not to be wind-shaken.
The tent of Coriolanus, the temptation scene.
We will before the walls of Rome tomorrow set down our host. My partner in this action, you must report to the Volscian lords how plainly I have borne this business.
Only their ends you have respected. Stopped your ears against the general suit of Rome. Never admitted a private whisper. No, not with such friends that thought them sure of you.
This last old man, whom with a cracked heart I have sent to Rome, loved me above the measure of a father. Fresh embassies and suits, nor from the state nor private friends hereafter will I lend ear to.
Marcius! Oh, Marcius!
What shout is this? Shall I be tempted to infringe my vow in the same time 'tis made? I will not. The grandchild to her blood. Out! Affection! All bond and privilege of nature break. Let it be virtuous to be obstinate. What is that curtsy worth? Or those dove's eyes which can make the gods forsworn? I melt in a knot of stronger earth than others. My mother bows, and my young boy hath an aspect of intercession, which great nature cries, deny not. Let the Volskis plow Rome and harrow Italy. I'll never be such a gosling to obey instinct, but stand as if a man were author of himself and knew no other kin.
Lord and husband.
Like a dull actor, now I have forgot my part, and I am out, even to a full disgrace. Best of my flesh, forgive my tyranny, but do not say for that, forgive our Romans. Oh, kiss long as my exile, sweet as my revenge, you gods, I prate, and the most noble mother of the world, leave unsaluted, sink my knee to the earth.
Oh, stand up blessed, whilst with no softer cushion than the flints, I kneel before thee.
What is this? Your knees to me. Well, then let the mutinous winds strike the proud cedars against the fiery sun.
Thou art my warrior. I had hoped to frame thee. You know this lady?
The moon of Rome, dear Valeria.
This is a poor epitome of yours, which by the interpretation of the full time may show all like yourself.
The god of soldiers, with the consent of supreme Jove, inform thy thoughts with nobleness.
Your knee, sir.
Oh, that's my brave boy.
Even he, your wife, this lady, and myself are suitors to you.
I beseech you, peace! Do not bid me dismiss my soldiers or capitulate again with Rome's mechanics. Tell me not wherein I seem unnatural. Desire not to allay my rages with revenges with your colder reasons.
Oh, no more! No more! You have said you will not grant us anything. We have nothing else to ask but that which you deny already. Yet, we will ask that if you fail in our request, the blame may hang upon your hardness. Therefore, hear us.
Phineas and you, Volskis, mark, for we'll hear nothing from Rome in private. Your request.
Think with thyself, how more unfortunate than all living women are we come hither, since that thy sight that should make our eyes flow with joy constrains them weep, making the mother, wife, and child to see the son, husband, and the father tearing his country's bowels out. Thou barst us our prayers to the gods, for how can we for our country pray? Alack, or we must lose the country, our dear nurse, or else thy person, our comfort in the country. We must find an evident calamity, which side should win, for either thou must as a foreign recreant be led with manacles through the street, or else triumphantly tread on thy country's ruin. If I cannot persuade thee, rather to show a noble grace to both parts than to seek the end of one, thou shalt no sooner march to assault thy country than to tread, trust to it thou shalt not, on thy mother's womb that brought thee to this world.
I and mine that brought you forth this boy, to keep your name living to time.
He shall not tread on me. I'll run away till I am bigger, but then I'll fight.
I have sat too long.
Nay, go not from us thus. If it were so that our request did tend to save the Romans, thereby to destroy the Volsces whom you serve, you might condemn us. No. Our suit is that you reconcile them. While the Volsces may say, this mercy we showed, the Romans this we received, and each and either side give up the all hail to thee, and all cry, be blessed for making up this peace. Father, speak thou. He cares not for your weeping. Speak thou, boy. Perhaps thy childishness will move him more than can our reasons. There's not a man in the world more bound to his mother, and yet here he lets me prate like one of the stocks. He turns away. Down, ladies, and let us shame him with our knees. This is the last. So we will home to Rome and die among our neighbors. Nay, beholds this boy that cannot tell what he would have, but kneels and holds up hands for fellowship. Does reason our petition with more strength than thou hast to deny it? Come, let's go. This fellow had a vulsion to his mother. His wife is in Corioli and his child like him by chance.
Oh, mother, what have you done? Behold, the heavens do ope, the gods look down, and this unnatural scene they laugh at. Oh, my mother, oh, you have won a happy victory for Rome. But for your son, believe it, oh, believe it, most dangerously you have with him prevailed, if not most mortal to him. But let it come. Aufidius, though I cannot make true wars, I'll frame convenient peace. Now, good Aufidius, were you in my stead? Would you have hurt a mother less? Or granted less? Aufidius.
I was moved, withal.
Good sir, what peace you'll make, advise me. For my part, I'll not to Rome. I'll back with you. And pray you, stand to me in this cause. Mother, wife.
I'm glad thou hast set thy mercy and thy honor at difference in thee. Out of that I'll work myself a former fortune.
Ladies, you deserve to have a temple built. All the swords in Italy cannot have made this peace.
Rome, a public place.
But I say there's no hope in it. Our throats are sentenced and stay upon execution.
Is possible that so short a time can alter the condition of a man?
There is difference between a grub and a butterfly, yet your butterfly was a grub. This Marcius has grown from man to dragon. He has wings. He's more than a creeping thing. There's no mercy in him that there is milk in a male tiger, and all this is long of you.
The gods be good unto us.
Sir, if you'd save your life, fly to your house. The plebeians have got your fellow tribune and hail him up and down, all swearing, if the Roman ladies bring not comfort home, they'll give him death by inches.
What's the news?
Good news. Good news. The ladies have prevailed. The Volscians are dislodged, and Marcius gone. Oh, a merrier day did never yet greet Rome.
Art thou certain this is true? Is it most certain?
As certain as I am that the sun is fire. Where have you lurked, that you doubt of this? The trumpets, fifes, tabors, and the shouting Romans make the sun dance. Hark you!
This is good news. Hark how they joy.
They're near the city.
Almost at point to enter.
We will meet them and help with the joy.
The same, a street near the gate, a parade to honor Volumnia.
Behold our patroness, the life of Rome. Call all your tribes together. Strew flowers before them.
Welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Welcome.
Antium, a public place.
Go tell the lords of the city I'm here. Deliver them this paper. Having read it, bid them repair to the marketplace, where I will vouch the truth of it. Him I accuse intends to appear before the people, hoping to purge himself with words. Dispatch. Most welcome.
How is it with our general?
Even so, as with a man by his own alms empoisoned, and with his charity slain.
Most noble sir, if you do hold the same intent wherein you wished us parties, we'll deliver you of your great danger.
Sir, I cannot tell. We must proceed as we do find the people.
The people remain uncertain, whilst twixt you there's difference, but the fall of either makes the survivor heir of all.
Being banished, he came unto my hearth, presented to my knife his throat. I took him, made him joint servant with me, gave him way in all his own desires, served his designments in mine own person, and took some pride to do myself this wrong, till, at the last, I seemed his follower, not partner.
The army marveled at it, and in the last, when he had carried Rome, and that we looked for no less spoil than glory,
There was
then,
it. For which my sinew shall be stretched upon him at a few drops of women's ram, which are as cheap as lies. He sold the blood and labor of our great action. Therefore he shall die, and I'll renew me in his fall. But hark!
your native town you entered like a post, and had no welcome home. But he returns, splitting the air with noise.
Patient fools whose children he hath slain, their base throats tear with giving him glory.
Therefore, at your vantage, ere he express himself, or move the people with what he would say, let him feel your sword, which we will second.
Say no more. Here comes the Lord.
You are most welcome home.
But, worthy Lord, have you with heed perused what I have written to you?
We have, and grieved to hear it. This admits no excuse.
He approaches. You shall hear him.
Hail, lords, I am returned your soldier, no more infected with my country's love than when I parted hence. You are to know that prosperously I have attempted and with bloody passage led your wars, even to the gates of Rome. We have made peace with no less honor and to the Antiochites than shame to the Romans. And here we deliver, subscribed by the consuls and the patricians, together with the seal of the Senate, what we have compounded on.
Read it not, noble lords, but tell the traitor in the highest degree he hath abused your powers.
Traitor? How now?
I, traitor, Marcius.
Marcius?
I, Marcius, Caius Marcius. Dost thou think I'll grace thee with that robbery, thy stolen name Coriolanus and Corioli? Your lords and heads of the state, perfidiously he has betrayed your business, and given up for certain drops of salt your city Rome, breaking his oath and resolution like a twist of rotten silk. At his nurse's tears he whined and roared away your victory. The pages blushed at him, and men of heart looked wondering at each other.
Hearest thou, Mars?
Name not the god, thou boy of tears.
Ha!
No more.
Measureless liar! Thou hast made my heart too great for what contains it. Boy! Oh, slave! Pardon me, lords, 'tis the first time that ever I was forced to scold. Your judgment, my grave lords, must give this cur the lie.
Peace both, and hear me speak.
Cut me to pieces, Volskis, men and lads. Stain all your edges on me. Boy! False hound! If you have writ your annals true, 'tis there that, like an eagle in a dove coat, I fluttered your Volscians and Corioli. Alone I did it. Boy!
Why, noble lords, will you be put in mind of his blind fortune, which was your shame, by this unholy braggart, for your own eyes and ears?
Let him die for it.
Tear him to pieces.
Do it presently.
Kill my cousin.
Kill my son, my
He
daughter.
killed my
my-
son!
Kill
My
cousin
daughter!
Marcius.
Instance or more, he's tried to use my lawful sword.
Insolent villain.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
Kill! Kill! Ah!
My noble masters, hear me speak. My friends, when you shall know the great danger which this man's life did owe you, you'll rejoice that he is thus cut off. Please it your honors to call me to your senate. I'll deliver myself your loyal servant, or endure your heaviest censure.
Bear from hence his body. Let him be regarded as the most noble course that ever herald did follow to his urn.
My rage is gone, and I am struck with sorrow. Take him up. Help, 3 of the chiefest soldiers, I'll be one. Though in this city he hath widowed and unchilded many a one, which to this hour beware the injury. Yet he shall have a noble memory. Assist.
All exit, bearing the body of Coriolanus. A dead march sounded.